Hello, chosen undead. Welcome back. So a little bit of news in between the last one and this one. Um, I just finished doing a bunch of grinding down in Izalith, and I managed to get enough sunlight metals to get Great Sunlight Spear. Well, not Great Sunlight Spear, Great Lightning Spear. So I have a more powerful lightning attack on top of also having regular lightning spear. And that's pretty much the only thing that I've done so far. Now that I've gotten back, I bought Artorias's armor, but there's a slight issue with the legs, and I thought that it was funny. If I put them on, you'll actually see that my legs are real skinny near the bottom. Like, I don't have ankles. I don't have calves. Like, and I know it's probably because it was like corroded away by the abyss. Because this is after Artorias had gone to fight Manus and was in the abyss. But I just thought it was super funny that the ankles were just so as thin as they were. But anyways, so today I was debating between Duke's Archives and going to fight the Four Kings, because I don't want to go to Izalith and I don't want to go to Nito yet. So my only two things that I could do is I could go to Sif's fight now to go get the Covenant of Artorias, or I could save him till the last, just for the sake of keeping him alive, which is probably what I'm gonna do. I don't want to fight him until I absolutely have to. And the only reason why is because I hate having to kill Sif. It makes me sad every time I have to do it. But anyways, let's go do Duke's Archives, because there is a talisman up there that I want to go get. And the only way to get it is by coming up here and going through the whole song and dance. But yeah, so I got a Great Lightning Spear, which is a far superior version of the regular Lightning Spear. However, the main issue with making sure he didn't drop anything. The main issue with trying to get it is that you can only get it through the Sunlight Covenant, the Warriors of Sunlight, Solaris Covenant. And the big issue is that there's only one enemy that drops sunlight metals, because normally you get sunlight metals by doing online co-op, but I'm not online, and I like doing co-op. I've been doing a lot of co-op in Elden Ring. But if you're playing offline, and because of how, in essence, dead Dark Souls 1 is, you don't really get a good chance to get a lot of that stuff. A lot of Covenant items. So you end up having to either do multiple playthroughs or find an enemy that only drops the item you need like 3% of the time or something crazy like that. But yeah, we're a little over leveled for this place since we went through, well, we might actually be perfectly leveled for this place since we went through the DLC first. The only real bad enemy that's here are the six-eyed, I almost said seers. I guess they're technically seers. The six-eyed sorcerers of Seath. because their magic is strong. They can also buff all of the enemies surrounding them because of their trident. The channelers, that's what they are, the channelers. So the channeler's trident actually does, you can actually use that. I think I showed off the little dance you can do. I don't even think you have to have the stat requirements in order to utilize it. But, oh, right, these guys take 2 hits. But yeah, there's not a lot here in the Duke's Archives, at least not in this section that we can get to yet. Because the whole gimmick of this area's entire gimmick is you have to go through this first section before you can continue to the rest of the actual... I'm essentially going to call it a dungeon, because that's what it basically is. But yeah, the Duke's Archives, lots of books. Lots of books that Seath can't read, for he is blind, which is why he has the channelers. And for some reason he I believe that they were creations of Seath. If I go to the channeler's trident, I have one, right? I don't have one? Oh man, I thought I had one. But if you kill enough of them, they respawn in this area, but if you kill enough of them, you actually get the trident. I swear I had one. You also get their armor set in here once you get Big Hat Logan over here to the Duke's Archives. I think I have to have my int stat up. Oh shit, I didn't even think about that. I might have to have my intelligence stat a little higher before I can actually do this area. Because, wait, no, maybe not. Nah, I should be fine. Ooh, Symbol of Avarice. Perfect. I was wanting that, actually. Here, let me read that real quick before I get too far away from my train of thought. Alright, Symbol of Avarice. Monster head resembling a treasure chest. Once an ancient god, it is said this is the symbol of shame imposed on a long-lost clan exiled for the sin of avarice. Wearing this slightly raises soul absorption and item discovery, but also the wearer is branded with a curse. So if you put it on, it'll slowly drain your HP, but it will also raise your item discovery by quite a bit. So typically if you're doing farming runs, you'll wear the Symbol of Avarice and then like the gold serpent ring to like super boost. And then if you have a I don't remember if the rusted coins are in this game or not. I feel like they were, but if you can use an item that boosts your item discovery as well, you typically use that. And then down there, you'll notice that chest is one of the hardest chests to get to in the entire game. And we'll see that later with this little gondola thing. But in that chest is a crossbow known as the Arbalast. Arbalast? No, the... crap, what is it called? The Avalon. That's what it's called, the Avalon, not the Arbalast. Arbalast is Dark Souls 2 and 3. And Elden Ring, technically, I think. But, yeah, so the Avalon is a 3-shot burst crossbow. And its entire thing is that it's able to fire 3 bolts before you have to reload. If I remember correctly, somewhere in here there's a crystal lizard and also this guy. So this guy is the crystalline knight. He doesn't actually have any kind of relevance as far as I'm aware. Will eventually... I think he drops his armor, actually. Does he drop it? No. Alright, so we have to buy his armor later. But there should be a crystal lizard on the staircase. Yep, there he is. And he drops Twinkling Titanite and Blue Titanite chunks. So now, before I go in here, I'm gonna switch my ring out to where is it? There we go. One of the rare rings of sacrifice. So this is kind of funny because you walk in here and you're like, oh, I'm gonna fight a boss, and there's Seath. And the funny thing is, you can just turn right back around and leave. You don't have to go in there. Well, I mean, you eventually have to go in here, but it's funny because this is the only fog gate that you can go through and just turn right back around and say, nope, I am leaving. But we can go in here, and I can try and throw a lightning spear at him, but it's not going to do anything. His health just immediately regenerates. So it doesn't matter how many times I hit him. He'll just keep... Yeah, so he fills the arena with these crystals and inevitably kills us. And that's the whole gimmick, is that you end up going all the way up to the top of that tower, only to have him kill you and then lock you away. That's the wrong ring. I don't want that one. Where are you? Okay. Oh, and in addition, I read into the Sun Princess ring again, and apparently what it means by miracle synergy, apparently that's the only ring that boosts healing type miracles. I did not know. I was completely unaware of the fact that it did that, but apparently it does. Anyways, let's buff this bonfire a little bit. Since we'll be in this tower for a little while. But yeah, so if I wouldn't have used a rare ring of sacrifice there, I would have been cursed. And of course, as we know, curse halves your HP, and that's not fun. There we go. So we can try and use the door, but it's locked. And we can explore our cell and see that there are more crystalline dudes just chilling in here. And we can easily kill them, and then we see a door that is locked that we can come back to. We will get another key, but we can kill the guard standing outside our cell to get our cell key, and then if we walk out, we get a cutscene. And for some reason, they start playing this funky music. I don't know why they start playing this funky music, they just do. And then these weird tentacle monsters appear. And then if I remember correctly, these snake men actually try to run past us to guard the door. So they would have climbed that ladder to guard the exit. But we can't go to the exit yet, for we do not have the key. But we do have the key to all these cells. Well, not all of them, but a majority of them. But you'll notice that these cells seem to be... Alright, that's a grab. You don't want that. You'll notice that these cells, not only are they like crystallized over, but also that they're built in with the rest of these bookcases, which is relatively odd. Got a couple more of these crystalline dudes. These crystal hollows. And we can take this drop. Kill that guy. open this door. And we get the extra key. Now, the extra key, once we get through with a bunch of these... I actually don't remember what items these guys drop. Oh, yeah, they do drop humanity. I don't remember what those are called, but they do have an interesting story behind them. Now, these creatures only attack us if the music is on, which we're about to go up there and turn it off, so we're not going to worry too much about that quite yet. Now, up here there are two... Is it 2 or 3? I think it's 3, actually. Oh, yep. There's a snake man. Get down here, buddy. Fuck you up. Still surprised that these guys take 3 hits. And I'll discuss why... I'll go over why they drop humanity here soon, but... we go up here. You see this snake man. And then also one of the ranged lightning snake men. Which is a good question as to why these snake men use, snake men, snake women, whatever gender these snakes are. Why they use lightning. It's very, interesting. Yeah, we can flick this and it'll stop playing the funky music. And now we can go through the rest of this area without having to worry about that dumbass music. And I'll discuss that thing here in a second as well. So if we come in here, there were 2 that didn't walk out at all to attack us. And you can hear them. They're crying. Now, whenever it comes to Seath the Scaleless, Seath was a scientist of sorts. He did a lot of research into magic. In fact, he is the grandfather of modern magic. And some would say that Big Hat Logan over here, since, yes, Big Hat Logan is also locked away, that Big Hat Logan is more of the, I guess you could say, godfather of modern magic. He's the one who has been innovating in modern magic rather than just repeating the same stuff that Seath came up so long ago. But Seath, over time, grew more and more mad as A, he was the last dragon. There were literally no other ancient dragons that he was aware of. And B, his research and toiling over the advancement of magic and the relation between magic and the soul was taken to the point of where he would kidnap maidens and experiment on them. And part of his experiments are these. So these were all once women, and Seath, through his experiments, transformed them into these creatures. And specifically, they were maidens of either Gwyn or Guinevere, for they both drop healing miracles. If we actually read these, we will learn that those are, in fact... So it's Soothing Sunlight, granted to the maidens of Guinevere, Princess of Sunlight. Miracles of Guinevere, the princess, cherished by all, granting their blessing to many warriors. And then Bountiful Sunlight, also talking about it. So these maidens of Guinevere were either kidnapped or turned over to Seath. Kidnapped by Seath or turned over to him for the sake of his experiments. And they suffered a fate that is most certainly worse than death. And then we can go over here and talk to Big Hat Logan.
Hello again. What a chance meeting this is. Alas, I'm imprisoned once again. I don't suppose you could stage me a getaway. The archives. Such a storehouse of knowledge. So close, but just out of reach. The thought offends me, so I could simply die. As a student of the arts, you understand me, yeah? Hello again.
Yeah, and he just says the same thing again. So he wants us to free him. We won't get the key until a little bit later, but Big Hat Logan came to the Duke's archives in search of knowledge, specifically of the crystal magic that Seath had been developing. Because everybody else was using just the standard magic that's related with the soul. Only Seath knew crystal sorcery. And if we look at this thing in the middle, it's really confusing as to what it is. It's very, obviously mechanical in nature, and there doesn't seem to be any kind of, hints as to what it originally was. Because, we see this thing, which is some kind of music box that was playing all that funky music, but then we also see this thing and all of its gears and cogs and whatever it does. So a lot of assumptions are that this was originally to some kind of giant lectern that would be able to retrieve books from all around the archive, or some kind of platform that would raise up and down to let the channelers get to the different levels to get different books from the different bookshelves. Because, if you look at all these books, there's so many. Some of them you can't even get to. How would you even get to those? You'd have to hop down there to go get them. Or, these ones, you'd have to, I don't know. They could have done a better job with the texture work in the Duke's archives. I think they were just kind of trying to show that, yes, this area is a place of knowledge. Look at all this knowledge that's just all around. Did I miss a door? No, I didn't. Okay. But it's just kind of funny because of that. Because of the fact that it's they just kind of pasted these book textures around. Unless these stairs are new. If these stairs weren't originally here. But it doesn't exactly look like that. It looks like these stairs have always been here. But if we come over here, is this the item I think it is? No, that's not the item I think it is. And it could be the case that these stairs weren't always here. These pillars weren't always here. There wasn't always... obviously that door was probably here, but why would that door be here if there was no way to, if there was no way to, get down there? Unless it played into that device that's in the center. I don't know. It's kind of confusing. Kind of weird. Now, do I... Oh, right. Does it... I don't remember if it exists. Does it? No, it doesn't exist in this game. Or if it does, I don't remember. Wait a minute. What the hell was that I just had? Hold on. I don't remember seeing that ring. Oh wait, no, that's the Calamity ring. My bad. I thought that was a different ring. But yeah, we can use that extra key to come out here, and we can shut the door if we want. But typically, I just drop down this way. And this is an alternative way to get to the top of the that music box area. And as far as I'm aware, there's no other items that I can get to from here. I think that there is a cell that I can get into from up here specifically, but I don't remember where it is, where the entrance is. Because there's supposed to be a place where I can go inside to get to an armor set here? No, it's not. Okay. I'll have to look for it, but there's an armor set in this area that's of a maiden, and you can also get her talisman, which is technically one of the best faith talismans in the game. For most people, the canvas talisman is enough because the faith scaling on it goes up to like 46 or something, or it's either 36 or 46. I looked up the stats earlier just to see what the turning point of like the better damage output is, and as far as I'm aware, it's this one. Okay, so it's that door. I'm trying to see. Ah, it was there. Right. Okay. I remember how to get to it now. I didn't remember if it was through that door or if it was through the other door, but it turns out that it's up the ladder. But, yeah, so Seath, more about Seath. So Seath is essentially an inverted dragon. He is not the same as his brethren. Yeah, there was the body. You could see it. Seath is not the same as his brethren. Seath was born without scales. Thus, he has the title Seath the Scaleless. And Seath, on the outside, was flesh. Yeah, here we go. There's the... Oh, no, that's not how I get the talisman? Oh, well, that's fine. I don't need the talisman. But Seath essentially was stone on the inside and flesh on the outside. Which is why whenever he uses his crystal magic, we end up getting petrified. Or at least whenever he uses that one attack, he petrifies us. Also, if you look at this door is fucking insane. It's like a fully iron door. That's like a good almost foot thick. And there's like scratches and claw marks and rust and, you know, puncture marks on, well, I guess weirdly enough, the texture's on both sides, but just imagine that the texture's only on one side because it makes more sense. So people were trying to get out of here, but they couldn't. And if we come out here, there's crystalline dudes. So we're back out in the open, finally. Oh, this guy's going to shoot arrows at me. Hold up. We get a heal off. There we go. Yeah, these guys have some weird attacks. But since we're up here on this balcony, let's just take a look around. So we can kind of see Anor Londo out there in the distance. It's really glitchy and weird because you're not technically supposed to look over there, but Anor Londo's over in that direction. And then we have this strange crystalline structure at the back of the Duke's archives, along with a small courtyard and these walls that look rather insignificant, that are merely there to just literally be walls. As most walls are designed to be just walls. But if we come up here, we get a channeler. Now, these channelers do teleport, which is kind of annoying. Whoops. Oh, I thought I could get that heal off. Oh, it was that guy. I forgot that bowman was there. However, if we keep searching, was there a chest? No, there weren't chests up here. So before I get started with this area with the weird rotating staircases. They are very weird. We're gonna go downstairs. God, those... You wouldn't think magic would stun lock as hard as it does, but it does stun quite well. And this will take us back to the main entrance area. Because now that we're finally through, the game decided to open up this bookshelf that was here. And that was the passage to the rest of the archives over here. I really need to deal with this frickin' channeler. He's gonna piss me off. There's the staircase. I keep forgetting where the staircase is. What the... Come on, man. Stop it. Oh. I got hit by that dude with the bow at the top there. I don't know what I can hit him with. Stay underneath him. And, oh yeah, right. These chairs have weird physics that don't let you roll through them. I do want to rest at this bonfire, but at the same time I also don't, because of the fact I don't want all these enemies to respawn. Specifically the channelers. Really? I don't even have my bow equipped. I don't even have my arrows equipped. Man, I came here completely prepared. It is a little unfair that they do have... Oh, I didn't even know I could knock him off of there if I hit him enough. Nice. Well, he's dealt with. So if we go up on this other side, we're going to try and get through as much of this area as possible. Perhaps even open up the path. Search. No, the chest isn't there. There's a chest on one of these areas. I think it's the next level up. But basically there's a spell in one of these levels. And it's actually a pretty good spell. Not one that I'm going to use, of course, because I don't use magic, but... Let's see, actually, where is the channeler from here? Can I hit him? No, I don't think so. So... essentially what's going on here, and the whole puzzle, is that these staircases have... right, there's a... Forgot there's a dude on the other side that's going to shoot arrows at me. In essence, whenever you activate one of these rotating staircases, it moves the other one as well. So for example, if I spin this one, it spins the one on the other side as well. Trying to remember where all the staircases are. So now that one is on this side, and I can drop down to it from up here. Ah, there's the chest that I was talking about. Alright, and then we can drop down. If we come over and open this chest up, we will find strong magic shield. So the whole idea of the magic shield line of spells, both strong magic shield and regular magic shield, is that you can buff your shield with magic, and whenever you do that, it increases the stability of your shield, on top of also increasing its resistance to magic. Actually, I might be able to kill this guy with lightning. Now, games say I can't lock onto him. I don't know if I'll even be able to hit him before he hits me. I could stun lock him. And then his ragdoll falls all the way down. But this right here is why I wanted to get all the way to the bottom first. Because if I pull this lever, it'll open up this bookshelf. And now we have a shortcut to the bonfire. And this room will have more significance later. Get blue chunks, but this is the room where Big Hat Logan ends up after you free him, which we still need to get that key, which I believe the key is actually in here. So this one's safe. We get the Channeler's armor set. This one is fake. Yeah, this one's fake. And I believe this one will drop... Is it a Enchanted Falchion? Yeah, Enchanted Falchion. And then behind here is the door. The door is... Oh, that's Crystal Ember. Wait, where's the key? Oh, key's in that chest. There we go. There we go. Giant tower cell key. So now let's pull the lever. Open this up. Forms staircase. There is an... I think... Is there two down here? Just one. It is just one. And down here, we get some prism stones, which are going to be useful up ahead. But in this room, we have a bunch of scrap machinery and spare books. Like, this is just a... This is essentially a basement without being a full-on basement. Now, what we need to do is we need to head all the way back up and go free Big Hat Logan. And I'd rather do that while I have all the enemies dead than have all the enemies alive. Because honestly, this area isn't too bad. I mean, it's annoying, no doubt, but it's not bad. And I'll try probably like once or twice to get the Avalon, but chances are I'm not going to be able to get it. And I fully accept that fact. Right, this way. Mainly just because the... Wait, actually, can we see... Oh, there's Anor Londo. Yeah, that is Anor Londo down there. Okay, so it's in that direction. It's not the other way. I don't know what I was looking at in the other direction. Of course, this game also uses a lot of impossible spaces. So you'll go to an area, and the area will be rendered in, but it won't really be the area that you're in exactly. It's weird. It's like an impossible geometry, but I mean, that's the beauty of video games, is that you're actually allowed to do that. Oh, that guy was just chilling against the wall. Hey, buddy. All right. Let's see. Drop down to here. I'm just going to take this way because it's a little bit quicker. I may take some damage, but I'm about to rest at the bonfire anyways. Take the shortcut down. slide down this ladder, which they actually made it, the way they did sliding down ladders in this game in comparison to Dark Souls 2 and 3, and even Elden Ring, is you just press B on a ladder and it'll make you slide down, when in the other games you hold B and hold down on your joystick.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm saved. That makes twice. I must be sure to repay you. I will visit the archives. If I discover any new spells, I shall share them with you. Prepare to be impressed by the onward march of sorcery.
Is that the only thing he says?
Don't mind me. Go on ahead. I'll head out soon. I wish to lay down my plans before I visit the archives.
Yeah, so basically he's just like, why are you talking to me again? I'm getting ready to leave. And in the back here, we get a Firekeeper soul. So we can reinforce our Estus Flask once more. But yeah, Duke's Archives are... I don't know. At least it's better than a poisonous swamp. Every Souls game has to have a swamp of some form. Even Elden Ring has a swamp. Elden Ring has a really big fucking swamp. It's not technically it has like 3. Is it 3? Let me think. Nah, it's closer to just 2, but one of them is literally the entire area is just Scarlet Rot and Caelid. And then I count the entire area leading up to the academy as one big swamp. It may not be a poisonous swamp, but it is a swamp. Does not change the fact that it is a swamp. And if we head all the way back around, let me think. Yeah, I was gonna go check and see if I could get the Avalon. So I'll need to flip this around. Now, I've never properly done this drop, so I don't know if I'll be able to do it. But I'm willing to at least try it, maybe a couple times if need be. See, because if there was just a thing there... Oh, I'm getting shot at. Great. Wait, is that a chest over there? Did I miss that? I missed that. If I remember correctly, I think that this chest over here has like a dragon scale or like a sword in it or something. I don't think it's anything important. Twinkling Titanite. That's worth it. So we head back up. Spin this around once more. So I want to take out all the enemies before I try and go at this. So that way I can try it multiple times if need be. And if I miss it the first time, I'll just cut it until the point to where I actually get it. But one of the popular builds that people would run back in Dark Souls 1 was called Haviland, where you would wear like some of Havel's armor. I missed somehow. You would wear Havel's armor, and then like the Mask of the Mother, I think. And the whole idea is that you were super tanky, but you were super agile too. That's kind of the idea with like Giant Dad, the whole concept of Giant Dad. So I might try and make another one. I originally had a Giant Dad build. I think he teleports to the top of the stairs, right? Yeah. Yeah, like I originally had a Giant Dad build, but something happened with my save file, and for some reason it reset all the way back to before I even like left Firelink. No, it was that I did kill Pinwheel. That's what I was trying to remember. I killed Pinwheel, but for some reason the game like reset all my fucking progress. And I was not having a good time. Actually, can I just do this? I can. The one time emit force is useful because these guys take more damage from strike than slash or pierce or thrust. This is in Persona 3. We climb these stairs all the way back up. We can try. Let go of me. Let go. Let go. Fuck. We can try and make it to that. And I got it first try. Okay. At least I caught that on camera. And then we get the Avalon. So if we take a look at it, I'm not gonna worry about trying to use it. But repeating crossbow cherished by the weapon craftsman Adis. Its elaborate design makes it closer to a work of art than a weapon. Intricate mechanism makes heavy damage possible through triple shot firing of bolts, but in fact each bolt inflicts less damage. That's kind of true. It does technically deal less damage, but if you upgrade it, it doesn't really matter. And if you get like some heavy bolts, I think people typically run like heavy bolts with it, because you're usually using it up close anyways. In fact, here, perfect example. I'll do one round of shots with it if I have enough crossbow bolts. Here we go. Yeah, I have enough. Now it is super heavy. It's 6 units, so it's a lot heavier than a longbow, but here, let me unequip my... There we go. So if you fire it, super rapid shots. And people would use it in, they would go through to New Game Plus, or they would have a friend, like, drop it, and they would dual wield Avalons for maximum DPS. I actually need to use a Twin Humanity real quick, so I can fully buff this bonfire. Now, this isn't the... Is this the last bonfire before I fight Seath? I think it is. You know what? I'll go fight Seath, too. Fuck it. I don't know if I'll be able to beat him first try, but I definitely want to try and at least get the Moonlight Greatsword. In fact, there's actually something kind of cool that you can do in his fight. I kind of want to show it off if I can. But if we go in here now, Big Hat Logan is sitting here in the corner.
Hello there. I was expecting you. This place is truly magnificent. More than expected, even. As promised, I shall share the new sorceries with you and the secret of Seath's immortality. Ah, the secret of Seath's immortality. If you have fought him and were imprisoned, you must know that Seath is a true undead, different from ourselves. His wounds close promptly, and no mortal blow affects him, granting true insulation from death. His wounds close promptly, and no mortal blow affects him, granting it is an effect of the primordial.
I don't know why he repeated the same line twice.
Sacred treasure pillaged by Seath when he turned upon the ancient dragons. So only by destroying the primordial crystal can you so much as scratch his hide. And it so happens the primordial crystal is in the inner garden of these very archives, the Crystal Forest.
Yeah, so, can I actually do this? No, I won't be able to do this. Okay. You have to buy all of his sorceries in order to get him to progress in his quest line. But it also makes it to where you don't have to, have the proper intelligence stat in order to purchase sorceries from him. Here we go. But we actually have another NPC that we need to meet up here. If we can find her, I'm gonna take the ladder. Yeah, so this yellow golem is the one that we want to go fight, because if we take a look, can I actually see it from here? You can see that there's somebody trapped in the crystal. It's really hard to see, but trust me, there's somebody in there. Actually, I want to try and use a mitt for... Ah, that's two of you. What the hell? These guys take no damage from that. Oh, but you take plenty of damage from lightning. I'm just going to use some lightning. I haven't used my lightning in a bit. Especially just a thin amount, since I accidentally aggroed 3 of them. Ow. That hurt. These guys also have a ton of poise. Anyways, we got out this person.
It was you who rescued me. Why, thank you. I am Ziegland of Katerina. I don't know how I ended up in that crystal. It wasn't terrible in there, but I could hardly move. I must think of some way to repay you.
So this is Ziegland, and she might look familiar because she looks a lot like Siegvard. Was it Siegmeyer, not Siegvard. Siegvard is Dark Souls 3. I keep forgetting that.
Oh, have you seen my father? You wouldn't miss him. A suit of armor just like mine.
Yes.
Thank goodness. I knew he was here somewhere. Well then, now I must find him. Thanks again, truly. Now if we'll just stay put and keep out of trouble.
Victoria.
Thank goodness. Well,
Okay, yeah, she says the same thing again. Yeah, this is Siegmeyer's daughter, Ziegland, and she's on a quest to go find her father because he went off adventuring, for a reason that we will learn once we finish her quest line. Well, their quest line, since it's a combination of the two that we have to do. We already got Siegvard, no, not Siegvard, Siegmeyer up to the point that he needs to be, but we need to get her up to the point. I believe she goes to Firelink next, and we can go talk to her and tell her where Siegmeyer went. Even my regular lightning spears are like doing a ton of damage. Holy crap. I don't even think these guys are, like, technically weak to lightning. It's just doing that much. Sheesh. Alright. Yeah, so we've got a bunch of these crystal dudes just kind of chilling. A bunch of these crystal golems, which they kind of look like they have eyes a little bit. You'd have to look kind of close. But they do kind of have, like, eyes. They also drop a bunch of blue chunks, which is super useful if you're trying to make a maxed out magic weapon or enchanted weapon. Or I think crystal? I think you can upgrade crystal. Can you upgrade crystal weapons? I don't remember if you can upgrade crystal weapons. I know you can't repair them, but I don't know if you can upgrade them. Yeah, now that attack is kind of cool, where they just kind of like sprout a bunch of crystals out of one of their hands and then swing. Oh, I didn't drag both of them, did I? Nope, well, I kind of dragged both of them. The other one's walking in this direction, but I might be able to take out this other one first. Yeah. Thankfully, my claymore does a shit ton of damage, and I don't have to worry about it. It's actually kind of funny. Earlier, whenever I was grinding, I ended up taking damage from an enemy. And I think it was... I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. I think it was Tauros Demon. I got hit by Tauros Demon as I was going to grind for the sunlight metals down in Izalith. And I went to press up on the D-pad in order to heal, because I'd been playing Sekiro, and that's the fucking healing button in Sekiro. Which, by the way, I did end up beating the game. It was really good. I am a really big fan of Sekiro. It is really hard. Like, I got to... I did the purification ending, so I had to get the fragrant branch or whatever. And let me tell you, the owl kicked my ass so much. Oh, did you drop another one? Nice. I should probably check and see how many of these I have. If you still have access to what's his name, Framped, you can break down these higher tier crystals into lower tier crystals. But if you see, these snowflakes are dropping on an invisible platform, and that's to kind of teach you that in this area there are in fact invisible paths that you can take. So, like, for example, this one goes all the way over to here, and then there's this yellow... I believe this one is actually... Yeah, this one's stronger than the rest. And I missed. We get on the other side of him. I don't like fighting him on this tight of a platform. I did forward and R2. Now the best part is he actually can't do the AoE on this platform. Because it physically cannot. Like, it physically cannot form. Now, if I remember correctly, there's... Oh, shit. There's a path over here. Yeah. Yeah, it says imminent fall. But it's not. You run straight across to here. I was trying to remember if it was this one or the other one. And you can come over to here and get a soul of a hero. So you get 10k souls. And then if you head over this direction, you wind up in this area. So this area is full of these clams that we ran into in the other area. In Ash Lake. Sometimes they drop Twinkling Titanite. Sometimes they drop, what are they called? The stones. The ones that keep you from going hollow, or that break curse. I do kind of hate the fact that my claymore doesn't have quite enough range. Purging stones, that's what it is. That my claymore doesn't have quite enough range to hit them on that second hit. Or I just fuck it up like that. As I'm trying to do a jump attack. Yeah, sometimes they drop them, sometimes they don't. It's very weird. That one's turned around, so he's not going to be able to... he's going to take a minute to aggro. I like taking my time with these guys, since they do a not insignificant amount of damage. I don't actually know if you can grind these guys for... Oh, and I triggered both of them instead of just the one. I love it. I'm trying to lock onto them because I think that this game has a good lock-on range, and then I remember that it's not Elden Ring. Elden Ring has a pretty impressive distance that you can lock on. So the cool thing about Seath's fight is because Seath is blind, and we have the Slumbering Dragon Crest ring, we can actually sneak up behind him during the fight. There's the Primordial Crystal. Which is kind of confusing why the dragons had this crystal stuff, even though they were already immortal. Or perhaps it was just there, or maybe it was something that was of Seath. Who knows? He said he pillaged it, so... At least I'm pretty sure he shouldn't be able to... There we go. And we can sever his connection with the primordial. And now, god damn it, Seath, I need you to stay in place. Did they remove it? I only can get about one hit on his tail. I don't remember him doing that move. Now I do need to kind of keep some distance because I don't want to get cursed. I'm trying to cut off his tail, as if it wasn't already kind of obvious that that's what I was attempting to do. Seath is a very pretty dragon, though. I do have to admit that that is the one thing that I really like about his design, is that they managed to make a very pretty dragon. Oh, I was about to say that's the tail stomp. That's an AoE. I don't actually know where I need to hit his tail to do enough damage to it to cut it off. I want to say that I should be able to get it just by hitting like up here. Shit. Oh, did he just kill me? He killed me. I'm just trying to get his tail, damn it. Alright, well, I'll cut out the run back, since apparently it doesn't seem to work that way. I actually don't know, because, I mean, it's not the invisibility. I know that. I'm actually going to use this for the run, but yeah, I'll cut out the run back, and I'll just cut back to whenever I actually get to cut his tail off. Got it. And Seath is dead. God, I was a little worried that I wouldn't be able to actually get the sword. But we get a bequeathed Lord shard. God damn, Seath. Made that harder than it needed to be. Almost worse than Caith. I mean, not Caith. Calamite. So, first let's take a look at that sword, since it took me so fucking long to get it. Jesus, I had to run around the arena so fucking much. But if we take a look at it, did I pass it? I think I passed it like an idiot. Where are you? Moonlight Greatsword, here we go. The Moonlight Greatsword. This sword, one of the rare dragon weapons, came from the tale of Seath the Scaleless, the pale white dragon who betrayed his own. Seath is the grandfather of sorcery, and this sword is imbued with his magic, which shall be unleashed as a wave of moonlight. Moonlight Greatsword in every Souls game. It's literally in every single one. I don't think there's any that it's not in. In Dark Souls 2, there are technically 2. In Dark Souls 3, there's only 1. Bloodborne has 1. Just trying to think. Elden Ring has a copy. Literally, it's in every single frickin' FromSoft game ever. Like, ever since Kingsfield, I think it's been a staple, pretty much. But yeah, it takes 28 intelligence to wield it. It's a very good weapon for, like, what is it? Partly strength-based intelligence builds. Since you only need 12 strength, I think. It's either 12 or... No, 11, technically. You only need 11 strength to wield this, because if you're two-handing it. Yeah, it's a pretty good one. It also is one of the very few dragon weapons that actually scales with a stat. The only downside is that its ability does cause you to lose durability on the weapon. And we're gonna max out this bonfire as well. Because why not? So first we're going to reverse our hollowing. And we're going to kindle this bonfire to the maximum. Because another thing is that whenever you proceed from regular new game to new game plus, is you do get to keep all of your bonfires at the same level of kindling that you originally had them at. So if you kindle every single bonfire in the game, you'll just always have 20 Estus flasks. Let's see. Ooh, boy. Yeah, I needed to do repairs. Holy crap. So, let's head back to Firelink. Upgrade my Estus flask, and I think we'll call it there. Just about. Well, we'll talk to Ziegland as well, just to get her stuff taken care of as well. Here, reinforce my Estus flask. Thank you. All right, let's go talk to Ziegland.
Oh, hello again. We're both managing quite well, aren't we? But I haven't found my father yet. Have you seen him?
Yes.
Really? Then I must be off. I'm sorry he's caused you trouble. He has a knack for that. If you just stay put.
Now, if I remember, the next place that we find Siegmeyer, is we find him down in Izalith. And we need to go find him in Izalith before we can progress their story. Because if I remember correctly, he's been, like, swallowed by... No, he hadn't been swallowed by one of the enemies down in Izalith. Either way, I think Izalith is going to be our next stop. And before we finish out, let's read the bequeathed Lord Shard of Seath the Scaleless. Soul of the albino Seath the Scaleless, a fragment of the Lord Soul discovered at the dawn of the Age of Fire. Seath allied with Lord Gwyn and turned upon the dragons, and for this he was awarded dukedom, embraced by the royalty, and given a fragment of a great soul. Although just a piece, it will satiate the Lord Vessel. So let's talk about all the people that have pieces of Gwyn's soul. So Gwyn bequeathed, that we know of. Gwyn bequeathed parts of his soul to, well, just pieces, to all 4 knights, to the 4 kings down in New Londo, to Seath, and to the Witch of Izalith. At least I think the Witch of Izalith. If not, then her soul... No, her soul is her own, so scratch that. Not Witch of Izalith. So, in essence, he managed to distribute his soul to approximately... So, 4 kings, so that's 4. The 4 knights of Gwyn, that's 8. And then also Seath. So that's 9. He distributed his soul 9 times. And he still had enough power in his soul to keep the fire lit by going to the kiln and lighting himself on fire and using himself as kindling and relinking the fire. He did all that and managed to keep the Age of Fire still going. Now, it's dying, obviously, because Frampt and Seath are both trying to get people to link the fire. Well, Seath is trying to get the fire to die out, and Frampt is trying to rekindle the fire, relink the fire. Just with random people hoping that their souls will be enough to keep the Age of Fire still going, even though the chances of that are basically 0, because Gwyn's soul in and of itself is the equivalent, alright, so for example, a soul like mine, or a soul like Ziegland's, or a soul like any of the NPCs in this game, any normal people, their souls are the equivalent of like a watch battery. And Gwyn's is like the equivalent of like basically an atomic bomb. Like Gwyn's soul was so freaking powerful out of all the souls because of immediately, as soon as the Age of Fire kicked off, his soul, the soul of light, became the dominant force. And as the fire fades, it slowly gets turned over to humanity and the dark soul. And the whole idea is that eventually, whenever there is no light left, fire will begin anew and it will be handed back over to the light. So the whole idea here is that there would have been no way for Frampt to keep the Age of Fire going long enough with just random people burning them in the kiln. The only way that they would have kept the Age of Fire still going is if the Age of Fire was destined to keep going, and that trying to hold on to it is just it's hopeless. It's a fruitless effort. The entire idea of trying to hold on to this thing that is slowly fading away, and you know that it's fading away, they don't want to come to terms with it. So in the end, Frampt would have ran out of people to burn in the kiln, and Dark would have overtaken the Earth anyway, or would have overtaken the world anyway. So in the end, it doesn't matter how many people work towards trying to keep something that is dying alive if the end result is going to eventually be it dying. It may be kind of dark, yes, but this is a dark fantasy game for a reason. This game, the whole idea is that everything has purpose and also nothing has purpose. Everything has a meaning behind it. But in the end, the bigger meaning doesn't matter in the grand scheme. But in these little microcosms of just time is whenever those little things make all the difference in the world. A good parallel would be to our own world of how, in the end, we all know that the heat death of the universe will eventually come about. Everything will come to a standstill, or even worse, collapse in on itself. But it's the little things from day to day in our lives as people, as beings with thoughts and feelings and emotions and ideas and just life, that we find our own value in the day-to-day instead of just letting our destinies fall to this bigger end goal. And that's the beauty that this game tries to get across. Is because it doesn't matter if, in the grand scheme, it doesn't matter if Sieglinde ends up not finding her father. It doesn't matter if Big Hat Logan manages to learn all he can about Seath's sorceries. It doesn't matter if we saved Rhea, or if we even spared Patches. It doesn't matter. But from our perspective, from somebody who is going through these trials with these same people through time, they matter to us anyway. And with that, I think I'll leave it. I hope you have a good one. And don't you dare go hollow.